Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is get power to the Arduino. I'm going to use my 12 volt battery inside my robot to power both the Arduino and the motor controller, which is going to power the two DC motors running the wheels on my robot. So I taped all this up so I could fold it together like this, and none of the connections would interfere with one another, because it's going to fold together like this and stuff inside of this little hole. Actually, this way. This way's better. Here's the power. There's the motors running. So next is to hook up the servo motor to the Arduino. And that's going to be pretty simple, actually. So I just found this RC system for airplane models at a garage sale, and it is brand spanking new. The battery, receiver, transmitter, and 4 servos. Guess how much I got that for? It's old, it's FM, and it's only 4 channel, but I only got it for 15 bucks. That's right, $15. Not bad at all. So I got everything working. I plugged up the receiver to all of the servo motors, and I hooked up the 4.8 volt battery to the receiver, and then I got this working with all the motors. I had all the servos turning right. So after I knew the receiver and transmitter worked and everything, I took this guy, the receiver, and I attempted to hook it up to my robot with all these wires right here. I soldered all these little female connectors to the ends of these wires, and I put them right here into, I don't know if you can see those. So in here you have power, ground, and then over here is the signal. So I had the signal wires going into all of the Arduino pins, and I actually had a reading going out on my code, and I was trying to figure everything out, trying to figure out what numbers were going in so I could constrain them and then map them out to workable numbers in order to turn the servos. I was going to have the remote control turn this servo, which is going to turn the helmet, this servo in here, which is going to turn the arm, and then of course the speed and the direction. So I would have had a fully remote control robot, and that would have been awesome. And everything was looking fine. Then all of a sudden, this guy looks like it got fried, and I'm not sure if it's because I was pulling power from the Arduino to here. It's 5 volts and not 4.8. Maybe that's too much for it. Maybe it's too old. Maybe. And I read in the instructions that you can't ever have this on alone. You have to have the transmitter, the remote, on before you turn on the receiver. So I did by mistake have this on alone at one point. I turned off my transmitter and left this on. That might have done it, But anyway, now it won't even work. It won't even work with any of the servo motors that came with it. So all those motors that I showed you now do not work with this receiver. And it is such a bummer because that would have been very cool to have a remote control robot. And I looked for this online, and it's like $30 to $45 just for this receiver. And I got this entire set for 15 bucks. I feel better about replacing it and buying that because I got this for so cheap, but it's still a bummer. I'm paying more for just the receiver than I did for this entire kit. Anyway, I'm bummed about that. The other thing I was bummed about was the wheels for the robot. I accidentally broke one of these wheels. It fell on the ground, and because I didn't have the wheel pushed all the way on to the shaft, I guess the shaft kind of tore it. That was my fault. But anyway, I wrote Pololu, and they were so gracious to send me a new pair of wheels, which I have here. I'm going to put them together and then put them on the robot, and I'm going to stuff everything inside of the body so we can just at least test the weight. Pololu is pretty cool. Actually, Pololu is a place on this island where I live. I live on the big island of Hawaii, and Pololu is probably the most beautiful spot on this island. It's my favorite spot, at least. I go there a lot. I've been there a few times. It's on the other side of the island. I'm in Kona. Pololu is on the other side. Anyway, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous spot. Here's a couple pictures I took. You can actually hike all the way down into the valley, and there's a green sands beach and a forest, and man, it is just so gorgeous over there. Anyway, I love that name just because I love that place. Anyway, back to work. I'm going to assemble these wheels and put them on my robot, and then I'm going to stuff everything inside and then test out the robot. I think I may have to grind down these screws back there because I can't push the wheel on very far without the screws touching the wheel, and that's a shame because I do not want this wheel to break again. And I'm going to switch on the... There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, I think it's going backwards right now. Not bad. It's a little crooked, but... Oh! Let's put it on the floor. Not a bad start. He keeps going circles. I don't know why. When he first gets down, he does a little circle and then he goes straight. Huh. I'll be able to fix that. Oh yeah. I got that for $2 at a garage sale. Can you believe that? The battery alone inside of there is worth $100.